We use our trim tool on the inside and just going to pop out this little bucket right here. It's going to expose 2 Torx screws. Let's go ahead and loosen these. And then we'll go ahead and remove them. Use your trim tool to get underneath the switch bezel here. Pull this up. And go ahead and disconnect our connectors here. Right behind the door release handle pull, use your pocket screwdriver to pop up that trim. And there's another Torx screw right in here. I'm going to go ahead and remove this. On the side edge of the door, you have your reflector here. We're going to use our trim tool. Get behind there, pop that out. Using a 7mm deep socket, we're going to go ahead and remove this screw on the inside here. Using our trim tool, we're going to go ahead and put it between the door panel and the door shell and gently tug away. This will start to release our plastic push pins supporting the door shell. Pull it out and lift up. I'm going to use our pocket screwdriver. I'm going to go ahead and release our dual pull cable here. Pop that out, release that ball and cable from the back of the handle. Now release our power door lock switch harness right here. There's a little tab on the top. That'll pop off like that. And go ahead and set your panel aside. We have our interior insulator pad here. Someone else was already in here, so we have some duct tape and various pieces of material or anchoring material here. I'm going to peel this off. I'm just folding this over. We'll have to reapply tape on this if we have to secure this in place. This was all shredded before we got in here, so we're going to do the best we can to go ahead and pull that down. At this point here, I'm just going to leave this hanging here, and we'll just retape this up when we put it back together. We want to go ahead and raise up the glass in the upward position. In order to do that, we first need to use the ignition, turn the key to the on position, then we're going to install our wiring harness to our switch panel and raise the window up. At this point, you can put a couple pieces of tape up and over on each side across the top of the door frame here to hold it. In our case, we have our glass suction cups here. This will keep the glass from falling down. With our water shield off, we're going to go ahead and tuck our cable down. I'm going to go inside the door, and there's a 10mm bolt right there. And over on the back side of the handle, right behind that rod, there's a 10mm bolt. And just above that, there's another 10mm bolt, which we're going to gain access by removing this plug right here. And if you look inside, we can see those right there. So let's go ahead and remove all three of those 10mm bolts and get this handle pulled out. So we're going to use our 10mm socket and ratchet. I'm going to take our 10mm socket and extension. I'm going to go through our rod hole here. At this point here, we have our actuator rod. I want to go ahead and get that disconnected. I'm going to pull off our handle. I'm going to go ahead and insert our rod into the handle. Work that into place. Now I want to go ahead and install our back piece here. That's going to line up. Work the rod and mechanism into the door. Now that we have the handle in our basic area there, we're going to go ahead and feed a bolt in with our socket and extension. And we have to get that lined up with the lock cylinder as well as the handle. Go ahead and get that lower bolt started. We have this bolt installed. Let's go ahead and get the upper bolt installed. Going to snug that down by hand. Let's go ahead and install the forward bolt, and we'll get that one snugged down. All right, once that bottoms out, we're just going to snug that just a little bit more. And then we'll go back and tighten down the other two a little bit tighter and we'll be all set. With all three of those tight, we'll go ahead and put our rubber plug on here. So you can go ahead and peel your tape off, or whatever you have for means of securing that. You're going to install your water shield, line this up. Now, in our instance, we're going to reapply some duct tape to hold our shield in place. I'm going to do this around the perimeter. Normally there would be a adhesive strip around the perimeter, but ours was torn off and beat up. So we're just going to continue putting a few strips of duct tape to hold this in place, and then we'll install our door panel. Now on our harness, we have our power door lock wire harness right here. I'm going to go ahead and line this up. Get that pressed into place. Once that's locked in, bring your door panel up. I'm going to feed our harness up and into that area. On the inside, we have our cable unit here. We need to go ahead and line this up. Let's go ahead and install the cable on the back side of the handle. And we'll get that popped into place here. Like so. Now we're going to go ahead and hang the top of the door panel on our sill. Line up our door lock right here. Make sure the door panel sets properly, and then we're going to go ahead and snap it into place. Going to install our screw here. And snug that down. I want to go ahead and install your reflector here. Install our screw behind our door handle here. Once you get that started, we'll go ahead and snug that down. Install a little trim piece here. Just going to install our power switch panel here. Line up your connectors. Snap those into place. I'm going to take the front side of our power switch and insert this down and in, and then push this down. Install the door pull screws here. Just going to get that started, get that second one in. Let's go ahead and snug those down. Go ahead and drop in a little bucket there.